Good morning, KNDMS team and family. This is Jeremy Mullet, your Assistant Principal of Instruction, and this is our Friday Community Update. What are you doing? Oh, I'm just practicing my poses for school photos coming up on Monday, October 10th. Well, all right then. Families and students, again, coming up on the 10th is our school photos. Students, feel free to wear your KIPP uniform or feel free to not wear your KIPP uniform as long as what you're wearing is school appropriate. So nothing too crazy. You want to look really good for these school photos. A lot of them are going to go home. Some of them are even going to go into our Infinite Campus and be your official photo. So when we look you up in the computer, this is the photo that we're going to see. So make sure you're ready to go on Monday, 10/10. Now speaking of dates, let's jump into our next segment, which is Get Out Your Calendar. Monday, October 10th, you already know, School Picture Day. You do not have to wear your school uniform. You can wear any other clothes you'd like as long as they're school appropriate and make you feel real good for your photo. The next day, the 11th, is National Coming Out Day. And on that day, students, you can also wear rainbow colors to school to help celebrate that day, National Coming Out Day. Now, the 12th is really awesome. This is our 8th grade art show. Families, you are invited to come to campus, whether you have an 8th grade student or not, and come see their art set up downstairs between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. We're talking paintings, we're talking sculptures, ceramics. We're going to have our class murals set up, a whole bunch of different types of art. Please come check it out and support your 8th graders who have put in a lot of work this last quarter in creating all this awesome art. The 13th, as you know, are fall conferences. Families, keep an eye out. You may be receiving an email or a phone call from your students' teachers that are inviting you to a conference. Not everybody's going to get that invite, but that does not mean that we don't want to have a conference with you. So if you do not get invited to a conference by those teachers, feel free to reach out and request a conference. We still want to meet with you. You can request a conference using this link down in the description. It's a Google form that will let us know that you want to schedule a conference either via Zoom or in person or just a phone call, whatever is most convenient for you to connect with your students' teachers. The following day, the 14th, is a data day, which means that our staff will be on campus, but our students will not be. And that's sort of the kickoff day for your long fall break, which will actually go all the way through the 18th. When we come back from fall break on the 21st, there will be an ice cream celebration for all of our students who have met their independent reading goals. Now, families, we give students 20 minutes every morning in advisory for just independent reading. Seriously, the greatest thing a student can do to improve their learning is just read. It doesn't have to be crazy nonfiction, it doesn't have to be fiction, it can be anything as long as they are reading and practicing that skill of reading to learn. They are going to be more successful, which is why we invest that 20 minutes every morning to give them that chance to independently read. Now, students, when you finish a book, you can take an AR quiz. It'll mark your words, and that is what's driving you towards that goal. So all of our students who have met their goal in independent reading through taking AR quizzes are going to get that ice cream party on the 21st. Delicious. Now let's jump ahead a full month. November 21st through the 25th. That's our November break. Just throwing it on your calendars right now in case you want to plan some sort of trip or fun outing or whatever it may be. We will not be in school on the 21st through the 25th. Thank you all for getting out your calendar, and that is the end of this segment of Get Out Your Calendar. Next up, let's learn a little bit more about athletics. I know volleyball is winding down, soccer's about to head into playoffs, but to tell us a little bit more, let's go to our athletic director, Mr. G.
No, I did not take the tissues from the front office. I have no idea where they are. Hi, this is Mr. G with KIPP Northeast Middle School Athletic Update. Happy Friday, everybody. We just finally wrapped up both our boys soccer and our girls volleyball sports. Fall sports are done. We'll find out if we make the playoffs by the end of the day Friday, which will be Saturday at an off-site location. We're excited to hear if we made it or not. In the next 2 weeks, girls basketball will have their tryouts. and their season officially starts the first week of November. Happy Friday, Kipsters!
Next week will be the end of Hispanic and Latinx Heritage Month, and we're also in the midst of another month, which is Dyslexia and Disability Awareness Month. And here's the way we're going to celebrate today, in fact. Students, in your math workshop class, you are doing a special biographical project. What this looks like is you are going to be creating a slideshow of any single person that you can find out about that identifies as being neurodiverse. Tell us about their lives. What did they do? What did they have to overcome? How did they overcome it? All of this is going to go into your slideshow as you're working in math workshop. Families, please, tonight, ask your students, who did they pick? Who did they learn about? How are they neurodiverse? Let them tell you all the things that they researched today during their math workshop. Next up, let's dive a little bit deeper into our late cart in this week's Expectation Excavation.
Expectation Excavation. Nation.
Instead of really digging into the data specifics of the whole grade level, I want to take us a step closer on the more individual level and talk about one of our tiers for intervention when we have students who are showing up to class pretty consistently late. This is our Tier 3 intervention, which is for students who have been late to class more than 18 times. Why do we land on 18? Well, when a student is late to class, it takes about 5 minutes of their class time because they're getting a late pass, they're still in the hallway, whatever it may be. So they're missing 5 minutes. After 9 times being late, that's 45 minutes of missed class. That's an entire class period. Now our Tier 3 folks are those who have missed 2 entire class periods worth of minutes just by being late to class. Now Tier 3 is a pretty intense spot. It's a pretty intense intervention. At this point, families, you would have been contacted many times about your student being late to class. And you also will have received one more big contact saying that they are now going into this more intense intervention. Now, students and families, here's what the intervention looks like. If you are late to class 18 or more times, you're not going to have the ability to transition on your own for at least 10 days. That means that a teacher will be chaperoning you from class to ensure that you are getting there on time. It seems intense. It is intense, but that's how important being on time to class is. So please, if you're getting into the habit of being late, break that habit now. You have 5 minutes. It's a lot of time. To get to any class within this building, upstairs or down, 5 minutes is enough time to do it if you are just on your way to class. If you want to talk to your friends, awesome, do it. Walk and talk. You can do both at the same time. Our classes are not that far apart. You can make it within that 5 minutes. Now, we want to avoid folks getting into this Tier 3 place. So don't do that, please. That's the end of today's Expectation Excavation.
Expectation Excavation. Nation.
Now let's jump into some student celebrations. Here is the list of all of our students who have earned the most Ganas over the course of this week. Congratulations to these Kipsters. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Have a fantastic Friday, a great weekend, and we'll see you for the last 3 days of the quarter next week.